If they bring Kevin Stefanski back, this is going to be an unmitigated disaster again next year. It is. And I have nothing personal against the man. I wish him the best. His time is come and gone.
Just became the first rookie quarterback in NFL history to do something truly amazing. The most insane part is that he did it while playing for a team that is 3-10 and seems to be trying to find new and creative ways to lose football games. Let us talk about what happened in Cleveland first, because the background makes this accomplishment even more impressive. This was the game that college football fans had been dreaming about for months, but never got to see in Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, the first pick in the draft against the 14th pick. The quarterback that everyone wanted to see play against the quarterback that no one noticed. Fans on social media who were cynical called it the Failure Bowl, a reference to two teams that had only won 5 games going into week 2, teams that picked first and second in the draft and will probably be back at the top of the draft order in 2026. But those cynical fans didn't get what they wanted. Failure. What they saw was history. What they saw was a 5th-round pick completely destroy every story about where he should have been drafted, and show once and for all that talent doesn't care about draft position and greatness doesn't wait for permission. Shedeur Sanders threw for 3 touchdowns and 3. He rushed for 29 yards and scored another touchdown on the ground, making him the team's leading rusher even though he was a quarterback. He made more than 200 yards of big plays, including 2 that were more than 30 yards long and 1 that was only a few yards short of being a 60-yard touchdown pass. Since 2018, his 364 passing yards are the 5th most in a single game for the Browns. Since the start of the 2024 season, only Jameis Winston, a veteran quarterback with years of experience, has thrown for more yards in a single game for Cleveland. But here is the historic part. The record-breaking event that has the whole NFL world talking. Shedeur Sanders just had the best game of any rookie quarterback in the 20s. No one else in his draft class, not even the first-round picks or the second-round picks, has come close to what Shedeur did against the Tennessee Titans. Jackson Dart's game against Denver was the second-best stat line for a rookie quarterback this season. He threw for 23 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. When you add in his rushing yards, Sanders beat that by almost 100 yards. Take a moment to think about that. A 5th-round pick, a quarterback who had to wait for 43 other players to be picked before him, who has had to fight for every snap, and who has been let down by his own coaching staff at important times, just had the best game of any rookie quarterback in the league this season. And he did it while playing against the #1 overall pick at the same position on the other side. There was no clearer or more telling difference between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward in this game. Ward was the first overall pick and the player Tennessee traded up to. He was supposed to be a sure thing, a can't-miss prospect. Now, as the Titans quarterback, he has a very comfortable spot on the depth chart and doesn't need to prove anything because the team is fully committed to him no matter what. At best, it was a boring game. While Sanders was fighting for his job, trying to prove he belongs and trying to beat a head coach who seems determined to bring him down, he went out and made history. It took years for this fight to happen. Sanders and Ward were always together before the draft, thanks to Deion Sanders' well-known media and Ward's own social media accounts. These two young quarterbacks spent a lot of time together at practice, at postseason award ceremonies, and at many other events where they were both trying to win. Before the draft, it seemed like everyone thought Ward would go to Tennessee first and then Shedeur would come off the board soon after. Probably in the first round, and maybe even in the top 10. It turned out that Sanders would have to wait some more. 43 picks, which is more than 4 full rounds of the draft where his team picked other quarterbacks, other positions, and even picks that didn't make sense. He sat there the whole time knowing he was better than what the league seemed to think of him. There was real disrespect. There was no denying the snub. And on Sunday, Shedeur Sanders made every team that didn't pick him pay for their mistake. Let us talk about the journey that led to this historic performance. It makes the accomplishment even more impressive. On November 16th, against the Ravens, Sanders came in for starter Dillon Gabriel and played his first game. He only completed 4 passes in that game, so he didn't get much of a chance to show what he could do. He threw for 29 yards in the next game and 149 yards in the game after that. He scored 2 touchdowns and gained 358 yards in those 2 games. Then came Sunday when he threw for 64 yards, 3 touchdowns and 29 rushing yards, leading the team. In just 1 game, Shedeur produced about as much as he had in his last 2 starts combined. And then some. This wasn't just getting better, this was a huge step forward. This was a sign that he is not just getting better, he is getting. The throws he made were more than just impressive in terms of numbers. They were very good at what they did. Beautiful fade routes that showed skill and timing. Long passes that showed how strong and accurate your arm is. Intermediate routes that showed he knew how to time and space things out. Scramble drills that showed off his underrated mobility and ability to keep plays going. This was a full performance by the quarterback. This is the kind of game that scouts hope to see from a player. But this prospect is already in the NFL and playing against professional defense. Coach Prime Deion Sanders was there to watch the game. He went to Cleveland and watched from the stands as his son made history on Saturday. They don't get to walk around before the game anymore like they did in Colorado. But Coach Prime was definitely there. You could see him on TV. You could sense his energy in the building. And after the game, he tweeted a very Coach Prime reaction that got a lot of people talking on social media. The relationship between the father and son adds another layer to this story. Deion Sanders raised a quarterback who has the skills, the drive, the mental toughness, and the character to do well at the highest level. His whole life he got Shedeur ready for this moment. And now that he was in the stands instead of on the sideline, he got to see his son do something that no other rookie quarterback has done this season. No matter what the final score was, that had to be one of the most proud moments of his life. Yes, even though Shedeur did everything a quarterback could do to win a football game, the Browns still lost 31-29. Heading into Week 14, the defense was ranked 2nd in the NFL, but they suddenly forgot how to stop the run. Tony Pollard ran for 104 yards at 6.4 yards per carry, which kept Tennessee ahead for most of the game. The special teams kept up their season-long tradition of making really bad mistakes, adding a blocked punt to their low-light reel. And then there was the failed 2-point conversion attempt that would have tied the game, where Kevin Stefanski, in his infinite wisdom, decided to run another direct snap to the running back, even though Sanders wasn't on the field. It is the most typical thing for the Browns to do, having a quarterback play the best game of any rookie quarterback all season and still lose because of bad coaching, bad defense, and bad special teams. At this point, the Browns are really coming up with new ways to lose games. It would be great if it wasn't so annoying. But here is what people are missing right now that they are upset about losing. Cleveland's main goal right now shouldn't be to win games. They have 3 wins and 10 losses. They are not in the running for the playoffs. They are not going to the playoffs. The last few games should be about evaluating, improving, and answering the most important question this franchise has to face. Can Shedeur Sanders be the answer to their quarterback problem that has been going on for The Cleveland Browns have been looking for a franchise quarterback for They have picked them high in the draft, signed them as free agents, traded for them, and done everything else they could think of to find that one player who can be the face of the franchise and lead them to long-term success. Since coming back to the league, they have had more starting quarterbacks than most people can name. It has been a revolving door of disappointment, a carousel of failed experiments, and a graveyard of broken backs and wasted potential. They might have found their guy in the 5th round, but in the most roundabout way possible. A player they didn't even really want. A developmental project who wasn't supposed to play this year was picked almost as an afterthought. But he has stepped up and is playing better than anyone could have reasonably expected. Not just doing well for a 5th-round pick. Not just doing well for a first-timer. Playing well all the time. He played at a level that would be impressive for a veteran quarterback, let alone someone who was just starting out in the NFL. Kevin Stefanski had to face the music again at his post-game press conference. And for the first time since Sanders started getting regular playing time, no one asked if he would start next week. That question has finally been answered after a performance that set an NFL record for almost 400 yards. Of course he will start next week. How could he not? Stefanski said that he fought the whole game. just like we thought he would. This is interesting because his actions during the game showed that he didn't trust Shedeur as much as that statement makes it seem. There will be good and bad times with any young player, but I thought there were some really good times. He'll keep learning from some of the plays he wishes he could have back, but there were some really great times. Great times. That is the most understated thing of the century. These weren't just some great time. This was a performance for the ages. This was the best game any rookie quarterback has played this season. This was Shedeur Sanders telling everyone in the league that he belonged, that he should have been picked much higher, and that Cleveland needs to realize right away that they have something special on their hands. The immediate effects of this game will be about the loss, the what-ifs, and the anger at how a great individual performance was wasted because the team didn't do its job, and that is okay. The Browns should have won this game for sure. They were in their own home. They were the favorites. Their quarterback played like a madman, but they still lost because of bad coaching choices and mistakes that had nothing to do with Shedeur. But take a step back and look at the whole picture. People might remember this game as the time when everything changed for Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. This performance might have not only kept him in the starting lineup for the rest of this season, but it could also have gotten him the job for next season and beyond. This could be the first big step toward fixing the quarterback problem that has been going on for 30 years. Is Sanders the answer? Since they came back to the league, Cleveland has been looking for a franchise quarterback. Could he be the one? The answer seems more and more clear after Sunday's historic performance. Yes, without a doubt, there is no denying the talent. The accuracy is very high. People don't give enough credit to the mobility. It is clear who is in charge. The gene for clutching is real. Time and time again, people have shown that they can get back on their feet after making mistakes and make plays when they matter. We still don't know if the Browns, especially Kevin Stefanski, will get out of Shedeur's way and let him be great. Will they make him the starter from now on? Will they base the offense on what he does best? Will they trust him when it matters instead of taking him out for trick play? Will they give him the tools and safety he needs to do well? Will they make it possible for a young quarterback to grow and do well, or will he always be at odds with his coaches? These are the questions that will tell us if this amazing performance is just a one-time thing or the start of something great in Cleveland. Based on what we have seen from Stefanski this season, it is fair to wonder if he is the best coach to help Shedeur reach his full potential. But from what we have seen of Shedeur, there is no doubt that he has the skills to be a franchise quarterback in this league. Finding their franchise quarterback in the 1 year when everyone else passed on that player would be the most Browns thing to happen since the team moved to Baltimore. A fifth-round steal who no one wanted, who everyone thought was weak, and who has had to fight for every chance, becoming the answer they have been looking for all along. It would be like poetry. It would be a way to make things right. It would be the best I told you so to the rest of the league. And it would make every team that passed on Shedeur Sanders look stupid for a long time. Tennessee, who chose Cam Ward first. Every team that picked a quarterback before the 5th round. Every team that looked at these players and decided that Shedeur wasn't worth a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round pick. They are all going to have to explain how they missed out on a player who made history in his 3rd NFL start. The numbers speak for themselves. 364 yards passing, 3 touchdowns passing, 29 yards rushing, and 1 touchdown rushing. But numbers don't tell the whole story. They don't show how calm he was in the pocket. They don't show how well he throws. They don't take into account how well he led. They don't say how much respect he is getting from teammates like Myles Garrett. They don't take into account that he is doing all of this while playing for a team that is losing, and with a coach who doesn't seem to want to fully commit to him in a league that has had problems with quarterbacks for 30 years. The situation is important. In context, what Shedeur Sanders did on Sunday is even more impressive than the historic numbers show. He didn't just have the best game of the season for a rookie quarterback. He did it in the worst possible conditions. He did it even though everything was against him. He did it while playing for a team that gave up 94 rushing yards on defense and blocked a punt on special teams. He did it even though he was pulled out of the game at important times for plays that didn't make sense. He did it because he is so special, talented, tough, and determined. And now everyone in the NFL knows it. The secret is out. The cat is out of the bag. Shedeur Sanders is the real thing, and no amount of disrespect, draft position, or coaching sabotage can hide that anymore. The next 4 games of the season are even more important. It is not just about finishing strong or playing out the string. This is about Shedeur building on this great performance, continuing to improve, and proving that he is not just the best rookie quarterback of 20, but maybe even one of the best young quarterbacks in the whole league, no matter what draft class he is in. This is about making sure he is the clear starter for 2026 and beyond. This is about getting to know the receivers, learning the offense at an NFL pace, and proving that what happened on Sunday wasn't a fluke, but a new standard. If Shedeur can keep playing at this level for the last 4 games, the talk in Cleveland will change a lot. It will change from can he be the guy to how do we build around our franchise quarterback. It will change from unsure to sure. It will change from looking to find, and that would be the best proof for Shedeur. Coach Prime, who trained him, the scouts who believed in him, the fans who have supported him, and everyone who knew that draft position doesn't define talent, and that this kid was special no matter when his name was called. On Sunday, something happened that had never happened before. The first rookie quarterback to have the best performance in his draft class did so while playing for the Cleveland Browns. The 5th-round pick played better than the 1st-round pick. The little guy became the big guy. Everyone who passed on the kid just made them all look dumb. And this is only the start. The Browns should get out of Shedeur Sanders' way and build around him instead of tearing him down. If they do, he will make history in Cleveland for years to come. The search for a franchise quarterback that has lasted 30 years may finally be over, and it is going to be because of a 5th-round pick that no one wanted, but who turned out to be the player everyone wishes they had. If this historic performance has you as excited as it should, hit that like button right now. Leave a comment to let me know if you think Shedeur just proved he should have been the first pick all along. Also, tell me what you think he is going to do in these last 4 games. And don't you dare leave without subscribing and clicking the bell icon. We are going to keep track of every game in Shedeur's historic rookie season, and you won't want to miss a single second of this amazing journey. We are witnessing the making of history, and we are here to make sure that everyone knows about it. Remember that talent always finds a way to shine through. Until next time, Shedeur Sanders just proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that greatness doesn't care about draft position.